it's funny, these guys are aiming to play against A-League and get to that level, but the guys who still knocked out, they were aiming to play against the NBA level and get the crack at that level. So, and then you've got clubs that are way down in the zone leagues going, it's a Premier League club, and it's just everyone's looking up to try and take the next step. It's so fun.
So good, eh? This Mossman bucket for you.
What's your name again? I forget who's who, that's the thing.
Yeah, you probably get it.
I did a few runs jogging the box. This is my usual 9 to 5, and it probably is a little bit conflicted that I do both, but
not at all. Open's great.
Track up here, isn't it?
It is a bit. You haven't been in this ground before?
I have, but I haven't come up before.
It's an interesting step up here. Daniel, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I forget what the other guy's name is. I do the chat and delete it. I forget. You got the forward?
Yeah, I got the commentators tonight. So I've got the mixer deck. Just waiting to do the test.
Yeah, I'd love to do more, but with my availability, it's just so hard. And then having to sock up with all the rain, I'd pick up the gear 3 times and rain it out.
Yeah, the rain's been really bad, with trying to get gigs on the weekends. It's all through the week, which is not helpful here.
Good.
You got more space, have you?
Oh, yeah, it's no, I'm good.
Yep.
What's up? What time are we going on? 5-2 or?
Yeah, it should go live. The unit should go live about Wednesday. But yeah, it should slip in about 5 minutes to. Just waiting to do a comms test, and yeah, you should be good. I'm sick of hanging it and trying to find it. I've got a screen that I've been using, but I have to buy a split converter.
Yeah, so I did that. I bought I'll show you exactly what I bought because it works. I tested it, but I haven't actually used it. I also bought the remote.
Yep.
And I haven't had a chance because I've gone and bought all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I used it on the weekend, but I just rented a bi-directional converter to see if that would do the job.
his glasses? It's probably JD. I'm like the least sporty of all the guys there, so I rarely ever do sports stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just a late finish today, so...
It's good, yeah. It's a good game to film, that's for sure. Hopefully you should be clear of each other, I think. When I'm pointing that way, you should be kind of clear of it.
It's like,
What's his name was saying? Yeah, I've seen it on the news a bit, yeah. He was saying that you stream back to the studio anyway, so I've got that stuff ready to do.
right now we don't, because it's over. It's too late now, but usually it's the same day. Same thing like we use digital. It's the same thing, but it's bigger and more expensive. Not really any better. Humble brag, I was there flying the drone for that game.
I saw that, because I got back a bit in time to watch the second half, and I saw the
Yeah, no, I'm doing Magic Round as well. Magic Round. I'm not sure exactly when or where that is. Yeah, Nine's been moving away from using people to just contractors now. So last year we were doing some of the games, and this year they get a local drone, just the same thing.
Is that you, or is that actually through?
Well, it's Channel 9. It's all Channel 9. So it's getting on the page. Better what they do.
Do you have it just flying over the truck tracks?
Yeah, basically the entire Fox goes a bit rogue, and the Fox just flies over sort of wherever, but like entire Channel 9's under one license, and if that gets pinged, we all use it. Like helicopters, planes, so it's all under one.
So do you have your own license?
I do, so I have my pilot's license, and I fly under 9's remote operator certificate. That's how we fly commercially at night. But you've got to have operator certificate and pilot's license. Well, we do like at night, we do closer to 30 meters. Yeah, we can go up to 15 mission to talent. Sort of stuff, so.
Yeah, you got to do ratings and that kind of stuff.
Well, the only requirements I've got is just to have done it once with someone that's already got it. So I flew once a night with someone else, and that's the only requirement.
Nothing's only this
I love to do more double take stuff, it's just hard, just having Sundays off. And I've just been renovating the house, so I've flat out just doing our weekends free. So put it on hold, which I feel a bit bad that I signed up for and all this sort of stuff. I'd love to use all my own kit, but I think on my view, I can't have white line use for that. $7 grand plus licensing. There's no wind, otherwise it'd be so much colder.
Yeah, last night I was at Charlestown.
How many games a week do you reckon you do?
Not last week, before I did 6 days. Then I did Buildup last week. And then
Is it still like all these adults and is it like Tumblr?
Yeah, no, it's Schoolboys Rugby League.
Yeah, they're pushing
The NRL, they really wanted to push connection.
So must have by TV a bit. some of these guys can get out. But the hole, hell yeah.
Yes.
Hey, John. Michael. Yeah.
Definitely.
Right. Get ready for COVID.
The guy downstairs goes, "Oh, you got your ladder permit?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, right." Bastard. Fuck, it was a ladder.
Hey,
All right,
Liam,
boys.
do you know, has there been a date confirmed for the actual draw?
I don't think it's been confirmed. It's the end of June though, so I'll try and get it confirmed today.
Yeah, because
Find
there's
out.
nothing on their website or nothing.
Nah. I think it's pretty sure it's last week in June. Yeah, because we've got to have everything finalised by this week. Cool. No worries. I saw the game, the second game. Watched the game last night in Melbourne, Randy City in South Melbourne. Went to mini penalties. They won each mini penalties. Two of the worst penalties for Randy City you've seen in that shootout. One just dribbled into the right hand post, keeper just hardly had to dive. South Melbourne scored, it was 1-0 to them, and next guy comes up, just blasts it right over the bar. It's like, oh, that's horrendous. It was double in two penalties.
I saw the Heidelberg in the game.
Yeah, they got through. It's a massive shock down there. None of what City.
Yeah.
They're like third tier, not like Hume City who are out here.
Yeah.
So that was a massive shock. Yeah, those games. Yeah, they're a very good team. Pretty much. Yeah, they were a really good team as well. That's mental, isn't it?
I like, because I've done spears, jaffers, they're just pitched it like
Yeah, you literally just a pitch. Weston was good.
It's not going to be the old way if you win this corner.
I think it should be good.
Weston would be good, but they've just torn down the grandstand. Yeah, that's the whole place getting rebuilt over there, which would be good. That would be really good once that. Yeah, so
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Magic Park for Australia Cup action as the GSS Broadmeadow Magic take on Cooks Hill United. The winner of tonight's fixture will be drawn in the round of 32 of our national football competition, the Hahn Australia Cup. We're hoping that draw will take place at the end of June, where we'll find out where the two representatives of Northern New South Wales football will be drawn.
Good evening everyone and welcome to Magic Park for tonight's Hahn Australia Cup Round 7 match between Broadmeadow Magic and Cooks Hill United. My name is Liam Bentley. I'm joined today by Harry Scobie. And Harry, what do you think we're in for tonight, mate?
In for a cracking game. I think it's a massive opportunity for Cooks Hill to stamp their authority and progress to the round of 32, but they'll know that this place isn't easy to come to, Magic Park, and they're up against a very tough opposition in Broadmeadow Magic.
Absolutely, mate. All right, before we get started, we're going to run through your lineups for you, starting with the home team, Broadmeadow Magic. Number 1, Luis Alvarez. Number 2, Sam Camper. Number 4, Thomas Beecham. Number 5, Will Ingram. Number 6, Luke Corkin. Number 8, Jack Simmons. Number 9, Jaden Stewartson. Number 17, Ezra Palambini. Number 19, Ryan Ensor. Number 20, Jeremy Wilson. Number 21, James Kresner. On the bench for Magic tonight, number 10, Bailey Wells. Number 12, Jesse Hill. Number 13, Angus McLeod. Number 16, Tom Parks. Number 18, Joseph Kresner. And number 44, Braden Butler. coached, of course, by Jimmy Kresner. And for Cooks Hill United today, in goals, number 1, Daniel Eisenhower. Number 2, Jai Bailey. Number 3, Alex Hilton. Number 5, Daniel Clements. Number 6, Mitch Dobson. Number 9, Josh Benson. Number 10, Liam Wilson. Number 15, Matthew Berrigan. Number 17, Daniel Yaxley. Number 21, Kai Bradley. Number 29, Zach Luck. And on the bench for Cookers tonight, number 11, Jamila Oko. Number 18, Liam Spurway. Number 19, Xavier Williams. Number 20, Zach Liddell. Number 32, Joe Clissold. Number 60, Patrick Innes. And coach, of course, for Cooks Hill United is Chris Zoricic as we get ourselves underway. And of course a couple of big outs for, as we go straight for the first shot at goal, Jack Simmons. Well, that was a bit of a sighter, but he was looking to try and catch Daniel Eisenhower off his line early there, Harry. Yeah, especially so early in this one. It was definitely on Eisenhower just creeping off his line there, but just did enough to see that one not go in his net. I was just mentioning a couple of big outs for the home side tonight. Riley Smith with a broken leg, had surgery on the weekend after breaking his leg in the Maitland match after a collision with former Magic keeper Taylor Pate, and of course Cody Nancaro, who did make the move from Cooks Hill to Broadmeadow Magic with a hamstring, so he's out there as well. He's out this week as well, so that's 2 big outs. But Harry, do you think they'll still be strong enough to get over the top of Cooks Hill? They should be, especially considering those attacking options. Obviously Jaden Stewartson been in and out of the starting 11 to start the season, but he's found himself up top tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if he bags his name on the score sheet. Palambini tries to break forward, broken up, taken out. Clements looks to the left-hand side, and slightly late challenge there. Free kick given by tonight's referee, Mark Carter. He's got Sam Stewart, Robert Taylor on his lines, and Charlie O'Brien in the 4th official role. Of course, all of our competitions played under the zero tolerance banner. Good to see the level of respect shown between the players and officials here in our competitions as Cooks Hill try and play out from the back. Searching ball, but that'll be cleaned up by Ensor. No nonsense. Good touch by Jim Kresner on the bench there. Throw in to Cooks Hill. Bailey's looking for options. Finds Yaxley, but can't do enough to keep it in. Very interested tonight to see how Ryan Ensor goes alongside Thomas Beecham as well. A defensive duo that we aren't used to seeing from Broadmeadow, but obviously gone with experience tonight. Absolutely. Drops in the middle of the park. Clements again. Kresner doesn't mind a run forward. Kresner plays it outside. Palambini again. He's looking to stand up the defender, tries to get it in, well blocked, but that'll go out for a throw in to the home side. Kresner again, comes inside. Magic throw in once again. Kresner loves those little darting runs forward through the midfield and doesn't mind a shot from the edge of the box either. Yeah, certainly he's produced some cracking efforts so far this season, so I wouldn't be surprised if he creeps forward tonight and tries to get on the end of a couple crosses. And that one will be kept in by Ingram. Puts the cross in, cleared away, but only back into the penalty box, eventually cleared into the middle of the park. Josh Benson going to have a hard time, as you said, a more experienced defensive line for the home side, Harry, but Benson will be looking to try and, well, as we have a could hear the boot contact there. That was certainly a foul he actually is drawing there, and I think that will suit them, Harry, to just get a few of these fouls, slow the game down, keep Magic out the flow.
It will, especially considering the way Magic can hit on the break, especially down the middle. So it's exactly suiting Cooks Hill so far, and that's look like they'll do that for the remaining part of this match.
Throwing to Magic there. He's actually asking for the shove in the back, but I don't think he's going to get that in this game tonight. Magic throw. Bailey puts it back out. We'll go again. Ingram. And again. Rinse and repeat. Ingram with the throw. Stewartson making himself available, but goes down the line. Gets it back. Looking for a nudge in the back as well, but it's going to take a little bit more than that. Cleared by Eisenhower. Bradley tried the first time, knock on down to Jai Bailey, but too quick and too clever. Stewartson. And so all the way back to Alvarez as he looked to build. Tussle on the right hand side. Dropped inside. Stewartson tries to knock it over to Kresner. Kresner's first touch. Gets past him. Kresner gets it in the middle. And well saved by Eisenhower. It drops. Eisenhower again. And eventually Eisenhower gathers it well. There was multiple opportunities in there, Harry. What do you make of that opportunity?
Yeah, Daniel Eisenhower has found himself quite lucky there because he nearly had the ball in his grasp and he's recovered well.
And again, we spoke about Magic's quick transition. It was a quick transition there, something more direct from Cooks Hill. He actually just unable to wrap his foot around the ball for the cross. But that's promising signs from Chris Zoric's side to get them back up.
Well, the last couple of minutes and a quick break there, and if that cross was more, I guess, towards the box, there was half chance there for Cooks Hill, but definitely positive to see they've gone straight from defence straight into attack.
So, into Corocan. Back into Kresner. Stewartson. Back out to Kresner. Sprays it wide. They're looking for that central ball, but that's been won in the middle of the park. He actually again seems to be the out ball. Has he got the pace against Stewartson? Looks like he does. He actually's got options in the middle. He's cut inside on the left foot. And well, not quite sure if that was a cross or a shot. It was a dangerous ball, but I'm not quite sure what the aim was.
It was well done from Cooks Hill to win the ball back in the middle of the park there. And yeah, like you mentioned, not sure what his intentions were there actually, but maybe trying to pick out that top left corner just to get the right execution.
Actually certainly being the out ball down this right hand side. We're not long into the game and I think they've been looking for him 4 or 5 times already. And so knocked inside towards Josh Benson. Luis Alvarez will claim that one quite comfortably. Enzo. That's Ingram. Trying to find Palambini. Doesn't quite get there. We'll go out for a throw in again. Certainly building a lot more down this left-hand side through Enzo and Ingram.
Yeah, they like to just hold the ball, Broadmeadow, especially considering their 2 centre-backs really good on the ball as well, and they'll look to be patient, and as we see here over the top.
Drops to Palambini, well cut out by Bailey. Good work by Kresner to win the ball back. Stewartson. Beecham got on the score sheet with a penalty against Maitland in the previous round. Lorcan. And just easing their way up here, Broadmeadow Magic, keeping possession, but they've managed to get everyone up about 15-20 metres. And now that next pass is going to be pretty close into the final third.
They seem like they like to hold the ball in the middle of the park and look to use their wing backs, especially Ingram, like you mentioned, down this left-hand side.
Ingram. Well, that's unfortunate for Ingram. It's not a highlight he'll look back on there, but it certainly looked very dangerous down that left-hand side. Him and Palambini. Looks like a lot of their attacks are coming down here, and that's where they're focusing a bit of their energy.
Yeah, Ingram's a player who's a very attacking fullback, despite him being that in that left-back position. And you can see multiple times throughout tonight they've used him. Just couldn't get his feet right there.
Excel look to go up again for them down this right-hand side, and maybe potentially they're seeing, Harry, they're seeing Ingram being such an attacking fullback as an opportunity for Yaxley to get in.
It is, and as you can see, if Magic turn it over,
as they have done here, Cookshill United take the shot, and it's a goal for Josh Benson. Josh Benson has put Cookshill United 1-0 up here at Magic Park. Well, it was the quick transition we were talking about for Magic, and then we've shown that Cookshill United have managed to transition quickly on their own, and that's what they've done there. Direct ball through the middle, played out to Josh Benson, no mistake from close range. Broadmeadow Magic 0, Cookshill United 1.
Great finish there from Benson. Still had a lot to do. It was great build-up play, and they found Benson on the right. Very composed finish, and this is what Chris Orich would have liked. They've absorbed pressure early on, but they've hit, I guess you could say, against the run of play and opened the scoring here.
The question is now for, it's a very early goal, Harry. The question is now, do they sit on that? Do they try and defend more, or is it, pretend it never happened and keep going?
I think being the side Broadmeadow are, they're always going to dominate games, and that's what they'll look to do here. But for Cookshill, it's a positive start.
A very positive start. Camper on the right-hand side. Gets it back to Corrigan. Couple of 1-2s. Really solid pressure on the left-hand side there from Cookshill United. And just going back on the goal there, you've seen many a strike in that position where it's gone over the bar or straight at the keeper.
Yeah. It
was very good composure for the goal there.
Yeah, Benson's done really well, especially even to just find himself in that position. It was a quick break from Cookshill, and he's aware of that and got up and positioned himself in a good position to get on the end of that.
Well, he's certainly proven to be an important player at this point at the end of the cup competitions. He got the only goal through a penalty up in Coffs Harbour against Northern Storm to win 1-0, and now he's the man that's put them 1-0 up away to Magic. And I don't think it's given the cup history of Broadmeadow Magic, Harry. I don't think it's wrong to say that this would be an upset. Magic have been in the cup so many times to the round of 32, and Cookshill haven't been in there yet.
And that's what I guess the cup is about, right? So I think from here onwards, I think Chris Orich knows before the game what was at stake tonight, and to have a start like this, I think it's a massive confidence booster. They know that Magic are going to come at them, but it's the way you want to start, especially at Magic Park as well.
Absolutely. Corner here for Magic. Swung in straight over the keeper's head. Eisenhower gets the touch and puts it over the bar. Quite clearly put Eisenhower under pressure type of corner for from that side for Magic.
Always dangerous, those corners, when they're right on the keeper. Referee's got to keep a close eye in terms of what happens in terms of the keeper getting pushed. It's always dangerous when you can position those corners right in the middle.
Again on top of the keeper. Again Eisenhower strong. And again Cookshill looking to break, just couldn't execute the pass there. Go back out to the right hand side. So Palambini's dropped out there after the set piece. Receives it back. Camper. Not an easy pass, and Benson's jumped on it. And again, look to transition. Yaxley through the middle. Yaxley's taking them all on. And a solid tackle there by Beecham. And he's scored the penalty against Maitland, but that's his bread and butter there.
Yeah, we've seen Yaxley drive through the middle of the park on a couple of occasions now. It's a worrying sign for Magic when they do turn the ball over that Yaxley can break with such speed. Just couldn't execute in the final moments there.
And he's looking confident too, Yaxley, as he runs through. He's looking confident in that run. Beecham. He's out to Camper. Camper and Kresner just hasn't quite worked as well as it can do. And you can hear the shouts of up as Cookshill try and squeeze some yardage out of Broadmeadow Magic. Back out to Ensor. Under pressure, but again, as you said, experienced and comfortable on the ball at the back in Broadmeadow Magic. Kresner tries to play it through, it's cleared. Question of a handball, I don't think there was anything intentional about that. Ensor wins out on the left-hand side. Tries to play it down towards... Confusion as to whether it was in or not. I think it was clearly out for a throw. That'll be a throw in to Broadmeadow Magic. Throwing long. Again asking for the handball. I think that one was a little bit more obvious there.
It was more convincing than the first one, yeah.
And Daniel Eisenhower trying to make it look like he's going fast, but I can imagine he's not going to be in a huge rush, being 1-0 away to Magic in the Cup. Of course, Cookshill's run has been interesting in terms of who they've had to play. They obviously had the game away in Coffs Harbour, which is a challenge in itself, which they won 1-0. It's a very tight game up there. Having come off an 8-1 win against Wallsend and a 5-0 win over Valentine. So plenty of goals in the cup run for Cookshill United.
Yeah, and I think for Chris Sorridge's side, they'll be looking to not only see out tonight's result, but also build some form in the NPL, because they've got a tough game in Bell Swans this week, and they'll be looking to translate, I guess, all the goals they're finding in the Australia Cup and convert that back to the NPL.
Beecham. Right to Camper. Palambini looks like he's gone a little bit more right-hand side. Kresner looks like he's shuffled a little bit to the left here, just to try and open up a few different avenues. A bit of space now for Camper on the right-hand side. He's got lots of space in front of him. And gets the corner out of it. Again, a little bit of shuffling movement there. You've seen Stewardson drop in, and it created a little bit of space for Camper to essentially run 30 metres, 40 metres untouched.
Yeah, plenty of space for Camper down that right-hand side. We mentioned the space down this left, but I think Magic look to use their midfielders and get them on the ball heaps, and what it does is I think opposition teams think they're going to go through the middle, and as we saw there, plenty of space out right for Camper.
Corner again. We expect this will go right on Daniel Eisenhower's head. Edge of the 6-yard box. Bit of a nothing header in there, and it is cleared out. Beecham. Again, comfortable on the ball. Beecham goes on, takes in the cross. Drops. And unfortunately for Magic, just bounced twice in two very unfortunate ways and couldn't get their foot around it. And it's all the way back to Luis Alvarez now. As again, you can hear the shouts of up for Cookshill United to push up. Long ball through for Kresner. Kresner up against Daniel Eisenhower. Well, there was a little bit of a clash there, and it looked like it could have turned into something, but thankfully everyone kept cool heads and moved on.
It was a great ball initially from Ryan Ensor, just to find that running behind, and hopefully Broadmeadow will start ramping up the pressure.
Just cleared away again, just power of numbers. Benson. He's looking, got his head up for options. And that's a neat 1-2. Liam Wilson out on the right-hand side. Decides to keep possession. And unfortunately, it did just go over the line. You can see what he's trying to do there. Harry just trying, rather than just whip a ball in with no one else there, he's trying to keep possession for his team.
Yeah, it was the right decision not to play that ball in the box and just try and get it under control in the corner, and obviously just couldn't get his footing right on that occasion.
Well, Magic's run has been probably significantly tougher. They've had to take on Maitland and Charlestown, not conceding a goal against any of them. The only goals they conceded, ironically, were against Cahaiba from Northern League 1, where they won 4-2. But a 3-0 win against Azuri and a 2-0 win against Maitland. They've certainly earned the right to be here. Yeah,
certainly. And Magic are a team who are, I think when the cup draw comes out, you usually expect Magic to be in and around that round of 32 qualification. But to be fair, I think Cooks Hill are here to play tonight, and they've, like we mentioned earlier, Liam, they've started really well tonight. Absolutely. Absolutely, Harry. Again, just runs out of real estate on this right-hand side. Magic undoubtedly one of Northern New South Wales' best cup teams, alongside Edgeworth. The number of appearances the club's had, making it through to the round of 32 and round of 16 on one occasion. So they will be looking to cement their place as some of the cup kings of Northern New South Wales. I think especially not being able to progress to the round of 32 last year would have been a sort of a bit frustration, especially considering the way they ended last year in the NPL and won the comp. So I think this year is a massive thing for them if they can reach the round of 32, if they can progress through tonight. Yeah, absolutely. It was probably one of the best Broadmeadow Magic sides we've had in the last few years, and it was a shame not to see them on there, but no one gets to the round of 32 by luck. You've got to earn your way there, and don't win the games, you don't get there. So, and we'll keep you up to date with the other scores around the grounds tonight as well. It's still 0-0. Of course, the other match tonight is with their other very well-known cup team from Northern New South Wales. For anyone outside of Northern New South Wales, the Edgeworth Eagles. They're up against Weston as Daniel Yaxley puts pressure on, and just to win it, but it's cleared by Alvarez. So Edgeworth up against Weston again, similar position, very experienced cup team up against a team that hasn't been in the round of 32 before. So good luck to both teams out at Rockwell Automation Park tonight. Ball drops to Yaxley, but just couldn't get it under control there. Puts the pressure on Ingram. He's looking for Stewartson. Not had a lot of service up there, Jaden Stewartson. Yeah, he hasn't had the service that he'd be after, especially in the early stages of this one. But I think people who know Jaden Stewartson know that he's in the game until, if he does leave the field in the second half, he knows that he won't leave the field without giving his best. And they do have options on the bench as well, Magic. We must mention Bailey Wells being one that you'd probably expect to be introduced in the second half. But yeah, Stewartson just hasn't got the ball he would have been, the service he's after so far. Yeah, and like you say, Stewartson's one of those players. He only needs one or two sights at goal to make a difference, and he'll certainly just keep hammering through until he does. And you're right, Bailey Wells is, well, I guess, his definition of a game changer. He can certainly come on and make a big difference, and I guess the longer it stays at 1-0, the longer the pressure's on Jimmy Krisner to potentially make an early change in the second half if it stays this way until the break. But we've got a long way to get until they're up. Yeah, he's certainly the definition of game changer. I think that's a great way to describe it, because he's a player who's very creative and can also find the back of the net as well. So it'll be interesting to see when he's introduced in the second half. Again, just like you can see a lot of that level of frustration coming out of Stewartson. He's dropped back a little bit deeper, trying to win the ball, and you can't harm his endeavour. But I think the arms are just over the shoulders there a little bit too much.
dropped in. And see the idea there, just to put it back in the path of anyone coming in, but too many red jerseys. Yaxley. Quick feet in the middle, but Yaxley again back. He's been everywhere, Yaxley. Throw in for Cooks Hill again. And they'll be happy up here getting set pieces and throw-ins.
Yeah, this is the half where they want the ball to be played in. Only early days for Cooks Hill, still plenty to go, but just rounding out the first half there, they're doing really well.
Jai Bailey again, and that was Josh Benson looking for Yaxley there, but Yaxley had made the more advanced run. But again, it's good endeavour from the away side here. Steelson knocks it on. Jack Simmons, he's got a little bit of magic in his feet as well when he wants it. Just couldn't keep it under control there, and I've lost count of the number of throw-ins we've had on this side, Harry. There's been a fair bit of throw-ins for both sides on this side.
I feel like, as well, Cody Nanker, I got a feel for him in a way, because I feel like he'd be the sort of player that would have been buzzing to get out here tonight against his former side.
Absolutely would have been.
But they've still got options there, and they've definitely got goals in a Magic. It's just, like you mentioned, that one goal that's hurt him so far in this game.
Yeah, Nankaro, obviously one of a very, very hot prospect in northern New South Wales football. Had a fantastic, I think it would be doing a disservice to say purple patch last year, an incredible run of goals for Cooks Hill, and another solid start this year, which saw Broadmeadow Magic come a-calling. And it's hard in that position. Cooks Hill have been good to them, but you know, you're looking at winning potential championships, and well, the irony is if they go out to Broadmeadow Magic, go out to Cooks Hill United tonight, one of the big calling cards for Broadmeadow Magic has often been, you know, they have a real good, solid cup pedigree.
And I think that would have been a factor that played into Cody Nankaro's move to Broadmeadow.
There's a slight injury down here. Corkin, not sure what the injury is there. He's got it back on his feet. The ball went out to the right hand side to Camper. Down numbers in the middle as a long switch comes out to Ingram on the left hand side. And Bailey definitely didn't leave anything to the imagination there, Jai Bailey.
He committed forward, committed forward and definitely wasn't backing out of that one.
Wilson out to Bailey. Wilson wants it back, but cut out by Corkin. Again, there's no quarter asked and none given in these contests. Bradley loses out to Ensor, but again puts enough pressure on to win the throw in, and that'll be success for Chris Sorcic if you're losing the ball up there to throw to win a set piece or a throw in.
Yeah, and that's what they've done for the majority of this one. I think Magic have thrown chances at Cooks Hill, but not enough to threaten them majorly, and Cooks Hill are just happy, like you said, to play the game down this half of the field.
Bailey again with a throw. Joseph position. Certainly taking every one of the seconds available. And referee has called the foul throw for taking so long. It's now going to be a Magic ball. Well, that's an early marker for what could potentially be some time wasting for Cooks Hill United. Mark Carter saying, not on my watch tonight. Ball drops through almost to Liam Wilson, but just enough there. Well, that's a big call from Mark Carter, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, it's a sign of probably what's to come in the second half of Cooks Hill, especially if the score stays as the way it is.
Don't mind that. I don't mind that time wasting. Drives me mental. Other than when my team's winning, of course, in which case it's fabulous. But
I think when you're on the opposite side of it, not so much. But
throw in here for the away side, who are leading 1-0 thanks to a goal from Josh Benson. giving up possession pretty quick. Kresner looking out to the right-hand side. Palambini overlapping run with some camper, but wasn't taken up. Beecham. Always trying to look forward, Thomas Beecham. It does end up all the way back to Alvarez. Slightly bobbling ball there as well. The surface is in pretty good nick here, but that one just seemed to bobble. And ball, well, I think Benson knew he was offside there if he tried to make the run.
And you talk about the bobble, and that's what I was quite impressed by with Benson's goal, the way he was able to, you know, even though the pitch is, like you mentioned, in not too bad condition, but the way Benson was able to have that ball played across and finish with some composure, it was a great finish. Absolutely it was. Beecham, again striding forward, always has the eyes up, looking for an option. Campers that option now. Goes inside, crosses in. Eisenhower was calling for it, but it is cleared by Clements. And again, two of them almost going for the same ball, but you'd rather two than none, I suppose, Harry. Yeah, and I think that's what Stewardson would be after, a bit of more ball into the box, a bit more service. Just too close to Daniel Eisenhower on that occasion. Well, Benson there, the flag stayed down for Benson. He's timed his run perfectly. He's got Yaxley in the middle. Josh Benson goes on his own. Josh Benson goes on his own, but Luis Alvarez is there. And I think Josh Benson caught the rest of his team by surprise by how far forward he got there. It was just onside. No VAR here, of course, so we'll accept that it's just onside. But good run forward from Benson, Harry. It was. I think that last shot he was trying to go for a nutmeg as well. So pretty cheeky from the attacker. That's a confident man who scored 2 goals in 4 days. That's what that is. You can take risks when you're on hot form like that. Ball drops out to Ingram. Lots of space for Ingram to lift his head up. Gets the cross in, and wow, almost chested in by Ezra Palambini. That would have been a pretty unique goal. Not sure if he was trying to control it, or I'll probably give him the due credit. I think he was trying to direct that into goal with his chest. I think he was, trying to turn it goal bound, but I think Magic have just shown again the threat out on this left-hand side, especially with Ingram bobbing on forward. Great ball by him, and that's what the service at Broadmeadow need to just keep ramping up this pressure and search for that equaliser. Well, out to Helton. He looks long. And a neat little touch there. Yaxley. Again, a lot of stuff coming through Yaxley. Berrigan on the left-hand side here. He's got options in the box if he can manufacture a cross. Needs to go back to Clements. Back out to Berrigan. Into Yaxley. Yaxley takes the shot and well covered by Thomas Beecham. Danger's not averted yet. Berrigan again. Gets it in the middle of the park. Gets into the penalty box, but no real direction on it. And it's cleared. And a little bit of wrestling in there, but I'm with the referee here. There was arms around going forward and arms around going back, so play on. Throw in for the home side. I feel like Yaxley will be huge to how Cooks Hill progress in this game, because his work rate off the ball especially is huge for Cooks Hill. Speak of the man, here he is, Daniel Yaxley, just on the edge of the box. He's got options to the right hand side. Bailey again, who's done a power of work. Jai Bailey takes the shot, gets a deflection and goes out for a corner kick. Well, Bailey's done an absolute power of work in this first half so far, and you know, I'm not sure the shot was fully on target, but it's certainly an effort at goal, and he's got his team a corner. Yeah, and this is once again where Cooks Hill won the majority of the play, and very energetic fullback is Jai Bailey, and he's found himself on the end of that one and shot deflected out for a corner. Oh, just an update from Rockwell Automation Park. Edgeworth Eagles are up 1-0. Goal in the 20th minute. So that's both away sides up 1-0 in this cup draw. Corner coming in. A bit of movement at the back. Cleared by Beecham. And Corkin just tried to play it forward, but it's come straight back in. Ball dropped back. Kresner falls, but still manufactures a tackle. Back out to Bailey. He's got Yaxley down here. He's decided to go back and keep safer possession. Now the aim towards Yaxley. Yaxley Ensor has been a fantastic battle. Well,
Yaxley will see a yellow card shown his way. I don't think there's any intent in that. I think that's just a late mistimed tackle as he's gone for the ball there. Harry, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, he was reaching for the ball. It was in his path on the right. He's just leaned out with his right foot there. But we can see from Cooks Hill they're certainly looking to utilise Yaxley because they know that the danger he possesses. Just caught Jack Simmons there, and Jack Simmons seems to be okay and back to his feet, so it's a good sign.
Ensor, Stewardson puts it down to Simmons, but it ends up to Corrigan. Again, back to Beecham. Beecham tries to play through it. Was looking for James Kresner, but doesn't quite make it there. A little nudge from Camper into the back of Liam Wilson. Ref says play on. Alvarez. It's a searching ball, fantastic ball from Ensor out to Sam Camper. He's got Palambini on the inside, he goes towards goal. Eisenhower gets there. Strong save by Eisenhower. I'm sure that was the definition of the corridor of uncertainty, whether you leave that one for the defenders or the keeper comes out, but commanding goalkeeping there from the Cooks Hill keeper, as the attack is not over here. Simmons goes out to Camper. Palambini finds himself inside the box, a little bit of space, low driving cross, cleared eventually. And peppering the, well, I wouldn't say peppering the goal, but certainly peppering the penalty box now, Harry, from Broadmeadow Magic.
Yeah, they're looking to ramp up the pressure and utilise.
The ball drops in towards Eisenhower's goal on the edge of the box. Simmons, some fantastic feet there, but just too many numbers. And no card given, despite the shouts of it has to be a yellow. That'll be a free kick, which will be music to the ears of those in blue today. Not the traditional black and white stripes, they've got the blue away kit on today. But they'll be very happy to get that free kick.
Yeah, it's good from Jai Bailey to read that pass and cut it off, and hopefully he's all right there. But he's, yeah, like I said, it's such an energetic fullback, and he's done well to get his team out of a bit of pressure that they had to sustain.
Eisenhower with the free kick just outside his own 18-yard box, going long. Wilson wins the header. Drops to Corrigan, who wins the next header, and again to Stewardson. Nothing comes of it. Bailey loses his footing, but Cooks Hill managed to keep possession. Hilton plays it across. Dobson tries to play it forward, but goes to Beecham. Corrigan with a clever ball out there towards Kresner, but just cut out by Clements. Sorry, Dobson. Long ball down the left-hand side. Camper sees it inside and then switched out to Ingram. Again, lots of space in front of him, but he's decided to go back to Ensor. And Beecham. Ball played through to Stewardson. Ingram on the edge of the box. Ingram takes the... I thought it was a shot, but it ended up being a cross, and it is cleared. And just not too many options ahead of him that he could make, but Bailey again intercepts. Can't quite keep control of it though. Ball ends up out for a Broadmeadow Magic throw.
I really like this battle down the left-hand side between Jai Bailey and Ingram, especially being the attacking fullback Ingram is. He's delivered a few clever balls into the box, just looking for someone to pounce. But yeah, this left-hand side battle's certainly been one to watch.
Beecham plays it out, sends Camper on a run, and Camper does manage to get there. Dropped it back, ball played in low again, and a few of those low, hard driven crosses and they seem to have been eating them up in the Cooks Hill defence. And ball almost made its way through there to Benson. Alvarez puts his foot on the ball and finds Ensor, and they work their way back out of it. But power of work from Benson there. He has just run all of about 100 metres in sprinting there.
I think Camper apologised. He knew that the pass wasn't on.
Bailey again has work rate. Oh, fantastic cheeky little nutmeg there from Benson. Doesn't quite get to the end of it, and Steelson cleans up with Alvarez. But again, work rate for Cooks Hill has been phenomenal tonight. Steelson back to Alvarez. Well, 5 minutes to go before half time, or just under. And Cooks Hill United leading by a goal to nil. Early goal from Josh Benson. The only difference between the two sides at this point. I said to you before the game where we should be expecting goals. The last two games between these teams have been a 4-3 and a 5-2, but something tells me we're not getting 7 goals tonight, Harry.
Not based on the first half, but the term football's a funny game is certainly see what the second half has to offer, but it'd be such a blow too if Cooks Hill were to concede before the break here as well. They've been really good defensively and seen everything out that Magic have had to offer. So
yeah, it's such an important time as the ball comes in from the corner, goes to the back post, put back in towards the penalty spot. Bit of head tennis, but falls to Eisenhower. Eisenhower with the big punt up. Berrigan was on the right hand side, but just couldn't quite win it. I feel like you're the kind of playmakers, the Jack Simmons and the James Kresners just haven't been on the ball enough in the middle of the park, Harry.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Jeremy Wilson is one player who likes to get on the ball, but I think
the ball goes through to Kresner. Palambini gets the 1-2. He's still onside. James Kresner. Well, I think that was a shot. Obviously pretty hard to execute that from the left foot into that far corner, but as we said, yeah, Kresner and Jack Simmons not getting on the ball enough for Magic to create some of those opportunities.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see whether that things sort of change if Bailey Wells come on, whether they link better with him. But to start this game, they just haven't got on the ball and showed their creativity enough in this first 45, but I'm sure that'll be addressed at half-time and brought out more energy for the second half. Yeah, look, Jim
Kresner's a very experienced coach. He'll be seeing exactly what everyone else is seeing, and whether there's personnel changes or structural changes, I'm sure he'll be looking at trying to have something different to start that second half.
Yep. They're known for a good comeback, Broadmeadow. So
love a good comeback to Magic, absolutely. And, well, I think he was waiting on Eisenhower coming out there, and they do get the goal kick, and that was either a miscommunication or supreme confidence. I'm not sure which, Harry.
I think miscommunication. It's always hard to see from up here, but just a worrying sign, just getting in behind there, Broadmeadow. But they've seen it out again, Cooks Hill, so I'll be pleased with that.
Eisenhower. Steelson wins it. Tries to get it back, but ball goes forward towards Benson. Cheeky little touch there, free kick given. Cheeky little touch from Liam Wilson, a little back heel to play it through. I wasn't sure it was going to make it, but it did, and they got the free kick from it. And this is exactly what you want if you're Chris Zorich a couple of minutes before half time.
Yeah, and especially pumping this one into the box, trying to create a bit of trouble in and around the area. They won't commit too many numbers forward, but
and towards Yaxley, it's up against Camper, gives away the free kick. I'm sure that was not accidental. Well, again, be careful. You're already on a yellow card after that last challenge. Those type of fouls can be seen as stopping a promising attack or stopping a counter attack. So Yaxley just needs to be mindful of that. The ball goes forwards towards Jaden Stewartson.
Curious to see how Cooks Hill approach the second half. I know they're ahead on the scoreboard and they deserve to be, but just whether they do sit back and the message at halftime is, you know, Magic will apply pressure, or whether they do go in search of that second goal. I'm really curious to see how the second half plays out.
Yeah, it's a little bit of damned if you do, damned if you don't. A lot of the times, if you sit back, you're inviting it on. You're going to concede. You're inviting the chances. But if you go and then try and attack, why didn't you just sit on your 1-0 lead? So whatever happens, if they don't win from it, the criticism will be that they should have done the opposite. As the ball drops in, someone's tried to win the header. It does drop out to Benson. It's a solid challenge there. Bailey maintains possession. Berrigan, who's come over to this right-hand side, and Yaxley switched to the left-hand side. Stewartson gets the clearance away, but comes straight back down towards the corner. That should roll out for a goal kick. And still 1-0 out at Rockwell Optimation Park, as it is here at Magic Park. Injury time here. Ensor. Can they get some damage on the scoreboard before the half-time break? Berrigan. Bailey. Well, it seems like playing the same balls down here, but they don't quite have Yaxley's running come down the right-hand side. Berrigan's a different type of player.
It's a different outlet, yeah, especially considering what we've seen from Yaxley, and I'm sure he'll be keen to keep continuing what he's been doing best in the second half.
There we go, though. Berrigan got that strength to try and muscle his way through it. Stewartson with a double header, but drops to Bailey. Neat touch from Berrigan to get that under control. Berrigan finds Yaxley. Yaxley tries to get into the middle, it drops. Luis Alvarez gets the hand to it. It was a dangerous ball in from Yaxley, and the attack's not over now as Yaxley gets it back. He's put it into the box, but you can hear keep the ball from the Cooks Hill bench. And a corner kick is a fantastic way to keep the ball. It is always very hard when you're in and around the penalty box and someone says keep the ball and you spot the goal on the right hand side. It's hard to do that sometimes, but a fantastic attack there from the away side, Harry.
And a fantastic outcome as well. I mean, the corner is where Cooks Hill want the ball. They, probably expect Magic to have the guard of possession and then be up the other end, but they've certainly done well, and they've seen out this first half. Well, as of now, so far.
Oh, somehow lost the match ball. Another one being sent down. I'm sure Cooks Hill are not unhappy about that. Liam Wilson to take the corner. Relatively surprised they're going to swing it in. Wilson. Alvarez with the punch. Drops to luck as we get to half-time here at Magic Park. It is Broadmeadow Magic 0, Cooks Hill United 1. And before we jump off for a quick break at half-time, Harry, what's your thoughts on that first half?
I think Cooks Hill have done really well. They're in the position that they want to be. Obviously, Broadmeadow will pepper them in the second half. I think that's what we're expecting, but especially to Joshua Benson's goal as well. It's a great finish, so really happy for Cooks Hill. They were the underdogs coming into this one, and they've certainly deserved their lead so far.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks very much, Harry. We will be back in about 10 minutes' time to bring you the second half here of the Hahn Shoei Cup Round 7 match between Broadmeadow Magic and Cooks Hill United.
started. So we're going right before we out and get it out for like a second ball.
You just can't catch it all. Something's happening over here when you're focused over there.
statement.
I forgot.
Paul will get your notes. It's going to be really distracting. And welcome back here to Magic Park. It is the Hahn Stewie Cup round 7 between Broadmeadow Magic and Cookshill United. It is 1-0 to the away side at the moment, and certainly a statement being made by Jimmy Kresner. Bailey Wells has come on, and we spoke about him in the first half as being a bit of a game changer, and he's pulled the game changer card very quickly, has Jimmy Kresner.
Yeah, it feels like the game's sort of built for a player like Bailey Wells' type to spark magic back into this one.
Ensor. So they've put Cookshill have put Yaxley back onto that right-hand side, and also a sub for Cookshill with Joel Clissold coming on. Looks like he's come on for Berrigan, I believe. Throw in to the home side. And this first 5 minutes, Harry, will be pretty important for both Cookshill and for Magic in determining the tempo of the second half.
Yeah, and I think it seemed like a pretty fiery end in terms of Magic, the way they wanted to start this second half. They come out fast, a few drills to get them warm and make sure they're prepared for a big 45 or more if needed.
Yeah, of course, Harry, we go to extra time and penalty kicks if needed. The scores are level after normal time. And Bailey Wells challenging for the high ball there. Kresner and Clements both at it. Not sure who had the first pull of the shot there, but they were definitely both at a handful of each other's shirt. Referees decided that Kresner was the aggrieved party, and the free kick will be whipped in for Broadmeadow Magic. I think it may have been Luke Corkin that's going off for Bailey Wells. Cross into the back post, drops it. Well, it's not gone in. It did drop to Stewartson. It's gone out for a corner. Stewartson got the header.
You talked about tempo. That's some way to start the second half.
They've certainly put the pressure on. A yellow card there for Simmons for remonstrating too much. Well, Jai Bailey's been everywhere, and that everywhere is included right on the line at the near post to clear that shot, which looks like it had almost crossed the line. Corner goes there, a little bit of wrestling inside. It drops down towards the back. Bailey Wells putting Bradley under pressure. And another corner for the home side. Well, they are certainly piling on the pressure, making a statement early here, Harry.
Yeah, the way they wanted to start the second half. I think the way we sort of expected Magic to come out as well. We're really fiery and could have had one goal there, but still got another chance here.
Corner swung in. Seen outside for another corner. Just building up a head of steam here, our Magic. Well, certainly making a physical contest of these corner kicks. He swung in again. Up towards the back post, Stewartson. Cleared by Benson. Ensor strong in the challenge. Clissold is the man charged with gaining the space in the yards up there, and he's done well to hold the ball up there. Up against Camper. Camper too strong in the end. but the numbers are winning out for Cooks Hill. Drops in the middle of the park. Sorry, Harry, on you go.
I think it's been not a wake-up call for Cooks Hill, but a sign of what to expect in this second half. I think the way Broadmeadow have started the second 45, they've shown that they're going to come out with real intent, and early on we saw there a potential really good goal opportunity. So sort of key that Cooks Hill dig in and hold on.
I think it's fair to say if Cooks Hill do get through tonight, they're going to have earned it. Magic trying to build down this right-hand side. Camper, lots of space to go in front of him. Clissold trying to come over and cut off the obvious passes. Simmons plays it through. He actually cuts it out. Strong by Wilson. Up against Wilson. Camper. First touch. Finds Kresner. Kresner tries to swing it in. Very low. Wow, that was very close to the line. Any mistake there from Eisenhower and it could have been a goal. And again, just the strength and depth of Broadmeadow Magic in their attacking stocks. Simmons. Beecham. Camper. There's a 1-2 with Kresner. Ball's gone out for a throw. Kresner just couldn't keep it in.
It looks like Simmons will play a more deeper role to what he did in the first half alongside Jeremy Wilson, which will allow Bailey Wells to get on more forward. You know the player he is. He loves to be attackive.
And Stewardson just beaten by the numbers there. He's still putting on the pressure. Camper gets it back. He's on the inside. Bailey Wells crowded out. 3-on-1 there. They obviously know the danger of Bailey Wells as well, but the danger of Daniel Yaxley striding forward. Swinging forward towards Benson. And Benson not happy, thinking he was fouled there, but realistically, the ball was cleared. But it'll be, again, that's Yaxley coming forward and just striding into a bit of space there. We've now got the throw in on the right hand side. Benson will be the man to take it. Sorry, Bailey will be the man to take it.
Oh, it's tricky from Bailey Wells there.
Very neat feet from Bailey Wells. We know he's got that in him. And well, nothing given there. There certainly was a bit of physicality towards Bailey Wells. But to be fair to the referee, he let a lot go in the first half in terms of physicality in the battle. And he's remained pretty consistent with that one. Not to make Bailey Wells or anyone in red and yellow too happy. But we move on. And clever feet there on the right hand side. Wins a free kick for Cooks Hill, and they'll be very happy with this stop-start type of game in the second half. It's just enough to try and take out a little bit of the sting of that fiery Broadmeadow Magic start, Harry.
Yeah, a great start for Broadmeadow in terms of their attacking position, but they know if they go 2-0 behind, it's a big mountain to climb.
Free kick into the front post, cleared, shot taken, and cleared again. He's put the shot into his own man, and here come Magic on the counter. Kresner, he's looking outside to the right hand side. There's a little bit of space here. Simmons puts the ball in and just couldn't get the cross onto anyone's head. There was Bailey Wells coming at the back and Kresner coming in, but just not a perfect execution there from Jack Simmons.
No, it was great from Simmons to bob on forward and create an extra option down the right hand side here. Just couldn't turn his shot goal bound. Seen a lot of counter attacking as well in this one, Liam, whether it's Cooks Hill that are up forward and Magic break quickly, or whether it's the other way around. Both teams are keen to go from defence straight to attack.
That might be the most obvious push in the back I've seen in a football match for a while. Free kick to Cooks Hill. And there's Luck on the left hand side, up against Camper. Standing him up, looking for an option. Doesn't have much, he's going to have to take him on himself. I don't think there's any foul there. Luck will get the throw in. Gets it back. Camper for company straight away. Cheeky back heel there, but didn't quite come off for Liam Wilson. Cleared away. Drop to Dobson. Palambini. Little score update from Rockwell Automation Park as the home side have equalised. It's 1-1, so Western Bears 1, Edgeworth Eagles 1. So could be in for an entertaining half of football, both at Rockwell Automation Park and right here at Magic Park in the Hahn Australia Cup. Round 7, of course. Remember, the winner of these two matches goes through to the round of 32 alongside all the A-League clubs, with the exception of I believe Brisbane Roar and Central Coast Mariners, who lost out in the playoffs. As Bailey Wells has a ball on the right hand side, looking forward, looking dangerous. Bailey Wells tries to get the ball into the middle of the park. Fantastic save by Daniel Eisenhower. The attack's not over, it is now. Ezra Palambini come in, and fantastic reflex save there by the Cookshill United keeper.
It's great from Eisenhower. He's kept his side in the game for the majority of this game, and he's held out there. But also, what about the cross from Bailey Wells? Great patch of play down the right-hand side here. But Cooks Hill doing what they did for the majority of the first half, which is holding out.
Yeah, we certainly mentioned it before half-time, and when Bailey Wells came on, he's a type of guy that can break any game open, and you can absolutely see why with crosses like that. As Cookshill United look to try and get on the counter-attack. Dobson into Luck. Stewartson putting under. Almost got your head on that one, Harry. Throw in to the home side. Apologies, throw into the away side. Liam Wilson out to Bailey. Gives there a power of running on that right hand side as Jai Bailey gets the ball cut across, tries to find Benson. Beecham closes it down. Bailey Wells tries to nudge it on, but misses the ball, goes out for a throw in.
Jai Bailey reminds me a lot of Matt Butner from the Lambton Jaffers. Just his speed, likes to get forward, just a very attacking minded fullback. He's very energetic as well. Yeah, the willingness to run. It's absolutely the willingness to just keep going. Can he keep it going for 90 minutes? That's or longer. Yeah. Bailey Wells again. Jaden Stewartson out on the right hand side. Stewartson gets the ball in. Good strong call from Eisenhower there. And we've seen a couple of mix-ups in the first half, but Eisenhower, very strong call there, straight in his hands. And that's what you want as a centre half. Clements out to Clissold. Gets the ball through to Benson, who stayed on side. Benson crosses it in, but cut out in the middle by Ensor. Kresner, again, deeper than he'd want to be. Up towards Wells. He's good at a lot of things. I don't think could be high balls up to Bailey Wells. And he gets his feet on the ball here. Palambini has been fairly involved today. Up against Bailey. Palambini cuts inside. Ezra Palambini gets the ball out and almost in time. And the shot, well, wow. Jeremy Wilson just looking to catch Daniel Eisenhower off guard there a little bit. Good execution, but Eisenhower, good spectacular dive and save there, was equal to it. Yeah, he's done really well to hold on to the ball as well. I was probably expecting more of a parry it out wide, but he's done well to put his two hands on that one.
Ingram back into Ensor. Again, still, we're 15 minutes or so into the second half, and still a relatively high bit of pressure from Cooks Hill United. They're still trying to win the ball in the edge of their final third rather than waiting for it to come in.
Yeah, we spoke about that towards the end of the first half, how Cooks Hill would approach the second half.
Wales again. Bailey Wells takes a shot and goes wide. And I don't know about you, but if I'm Chris Zoricic, I am not giving Bailey Wells that much room on the right-hand side. He certainly found himself to be an option where not much cover on that right-hand side.
Yeah, Zakalux has got his hands full in the second half. It's interesting to see Bailey Wells playing out right here. We've seen him down the middle. Looks like he's got a free license to roam, but that first touch just set him up brilliantly. Just couldn't execute.
And that might be intentional from Jim Kresner to have, he's maybe spotted the space on this right-hand side and thought that's where we can put Bailey Wells to make him. Certainly wasn't a direct swap. Corkin was certainly a bit more central in the game earlier. Like you said, Simmons has dropped a little bit further back to allow that space. It's almost like two number 10s with him and Kresner, Bailey Wells and Kresner, when they're attacking. Good ball out towards Camper. Camper ducks inside. Solid challenge from Luck. Gives away the corner. And there's always that struggle of trying to stay compact, but being compact also leaves a little bit of space out on the wings, Harry.
It does, and I've seen Bailey Wells just then, a fine example, just tucking inside and allowing the space out wide for Camper. And him along with Ingram have been very busy down their opposite flanks.
Certainly caused some havoc from corners. Have Broadmeadow Magic, another one here. Toward the back post, Stewardson almost gets up. Not sure who made contact, so Cooks Hill not wanting to take the risk and just get the clearance up. Ensor's the only man inside the Magic defending half. He's got Beecham for company now as he lifts his head. And Wales has popped up on the left-hand side. Tries to get it through to Palambini, but telegraphed. And the misplaced pass there drops to the feet of Camper. And the free kick given for the first foul. Not so much the foul on Bradley, but the foul on Wilson. Liam Wilson, that is, for Cooks Hill United. And we will wait for Eisenhower to come up and take that free kick and probably buy them an extra 15-20 yards, not having to leave a defender in an extra 15-20 seconds as well while Eisenhower gets there. Eisenhower aims out to the right-hand side. Yaxley's out there. Wins the throw-in. Bailey will be the man to take it again. Big clearance from Ensor. Dobson under pressure from Stewardson. Can't fault Stewardson's work rate. Luck gets there ahead of Kresner. Kresner goes into every challenge full-blooded, doesn't he? Wells tries to get the ball across to Palambini, but it was cut out. Yaxley and Ensor, they've been at it. Other than that little spell in the first half where Yaxley went to the other side, it's been a fantastic, entertaining battle between those two.
Certainly has been, and I think there's a lot of matchups across the park that have been really interesting to keep an eye on.
Simmons goes out. Bailey Wells. Edge of the box, cuts inside under pressure from Bailey. Lays it off, shot taken, but again blocked. Just the sheer numbers from Cooks Hill United. Camper, back heel, Jeremy Wilson, and awkward cut out there, but still effective.
He's done well there, Bailey Wells.
Bailey Wells, absolutely, he's done well there. Bailey Wells was just put his body in the way and Very frustrating if you're a defender, but very clever if you're Bailey Wells. Just keep your body in the way. You've got possession and make them come through you.
There's actually a bit of a break on there for Cooks Hill if they did it right between Benson and Yackley. But Bailey Wells has, like I said, done well and earned himself this free kick.
And that one harmlessly goes through to Eisenhower. Still 1-0 to Cooks Hill United here. That early goal from Josh Benson, the difference maker at the moment. And if my maths is correct, between the Cup and the League, I think Magic are on a 12-game winning streak at the moment. They have been in incredible form. So certainly hot favourites going into this match. But that could very much come to an end if the scores stay as they are.
I don't think Edgy are too far behind them as well, if my memory's right. There's a bit of a title race sort of happening in the NPL, but like you mentioned, Magic thoroughly deserve to be where they are in the NPL.
Crossed in, Stewardson up against Dobson. And Edgy, the only team to have beaten Magic in that round one clash. So look forward to them meeting again.
Feels like ages ago since round one actually occurred.
To be fair, given the recent weather, it feels like ages since I've watched some football, Harry. Bailey Wells, right-hand side. And Luck just, again, getting in the way, and there's going to be a lot of that. And that's not a criticism or to denigrate what Cooks Hill are doing. There's going to be a lot of defending in the right place at the right time and just getting bodies in the way to stop these shots and attacks, because you know the longer this game goes with the score at 1-0 to Cooks Hill, the more and more those attacks will come from Broadmeadow Magic. Corner here. Right on top of the keeper, but too close to him this time. And it is a fine line you run, with putting it close to the keeper, that you could get the shot in, and you could get the scramble and the deflection, but also you could get it straight into a comfortable pair of gloves.
Just seeing as the game wears on as well, Liam, the amount of numbers Magic are committing forward. Seems like Jeremy Wilson sort of playing more deeper and allowing his midfield to push on.
Ingram gets the ball across, doesn't get to anyone, comes out the other side, Camper cleans up, Camper tries to get the ball into the middle, and well, that's probably silly, I think's the best word for that from Bailey Wells. Didn't need to do that. We've got a sub happening at the moment. Jesse Hill's the man coming on, and Jaden Stewardson, well, again, I said earlier, you can't fault his effort. He certainly put a lot of pressure on, but really didn't get the service and wasn't able to impact the game too much.
No, it's a frustrating night for Stewardson, but I think, you know, we spoke about how he needs that one chance, and he didn't unfortunately get that tonight, but he'd be hoping for more opportunities if Magic are to progress tonight, and for Jesse Hill, looks like he's going to go slot out to that left wing position and push Bombarde on forward. Palambini, that is.
Yeah, looks like Palambini taking that more central role. Not a lot of height in that forward line, especially if you're trying to chase a game late on. But again, they'll be looking for the craft of Bailey Wells and James Cresnut to create those opportunities. But you feel like it's going to be a lot less crosses, you would imagine. Because I think Cooks Hill United would be pretty comfortable dealing with a lot of crosses at this point. Wells gets it through. Oh, tricky feet again there from Liam Wilson, but to no end. Palambini, good pressure. And that's a card for Daniel Clements. Don't think there's any argument about that.
No, this is a dangerous position for Cooks Hill. It looks like it will be Ingram to come across the take. He's shown early signs in this game that his delivery is dangerous.
They certainly will miss the presence of Stewardson in these situations, but they certainly do have Beecham, they do have Jeremy Wilson. Ingram. Well, he was certainly aiming for that top left-hand corner there. It wasn't too far away. I feel Eisenhower relatively comfortable.
Yeah, to be comfortable for that one, just seeing it out. And again, Cook still doing everything correct in terms of holding Magic off.
Ball drops through. Bailey Wells gets on the end of it. Bailey Wells takes a shot, saved initially, but Palambini gets the equaliser. Bailey Wells put the pressure on, took the first shot, parried out by Eisenhower, and Ezra Palambini gets the equaliser for Broadmeadow Magic.
It was a great save initially by Eisenhower, but I think he couldn't do much about the rebound. And Magic ultimately deserved their equaliser and was set for a grandstand finish.
Well, it's game on now. It is absolutely game on now for the Hahn Australia Cup round 7. It is Broadmeadow Magic 1, Cooks Hill United 1. As Tom Parks comes on for the home side. And Bailey Wells has gone off. So I can only assume, well, I think it's very clear that's obviously an injury. He certainly didn't look didn't look as happy as he should be after being involved in a set-up for a goal. So it looks like he's injured himself, unfortunately, which is sad to see. But Tom Parks is the man to come on.
Yeah, I was actually too busy concentrating on the goal. I didn't see exactly why Bailey Wells is coming off, but it's such a shame for him if it is an injury.
I mean, he's been absolutely been the difference maker. Cooks Hill have got it all in front of them now. It's I don't think many people would have thought they would have kept Broadmeadow Magic to a clean sheet, so they knew they were going to have to come down here and work hard to get that result. Still within their hands. It could still go to extra time and penalties, of course, if it stays 1-1. But Broadmeadow Magic now will feel they've got a head of steam and they've got the momentum. Luck with the throw.
It's a very youthful squad Magic have got on now without the presence of Stewartson and Wells, but it's a chance for these youngsters in Jesse Hill and Tom Parks to step up and really stamp their authority and be a part of what could be a comeback win for the Magic.
Ball switched out to Parks, right hand side. He actually tracking back. Parks skips in front, gets the ball in. Drops out on the edge of the box to Jeremy Wilson. He looks to the left hand side. Ingram back to Ensor. The last thing you want to do if you're Cooks Hill now is concede early and concede straight after that previous goal. Liam Wilson outside to Clissold. Benson, and he'll quite happily take the corner if it's on offer, and it is. I think that's good signs from the away side here. They've had a couple of attacks straight after that as they make a substitution.
Yeah, it's a really positive reaction from Cooks Hill, especially considering the momentum that Magic are on, grabbing that equaliser. So credit to them the way they've been able to work their way back into this one.
And it's a swap of the Liams. It's Liam Wilson going off for Liam Spurway coming on. There'll be a corner here for Cooks Hill United. And Xavier Williams also coming on. Corner kick gets to the edge of the box and almost instant impact there. Is that luck that's come off for Xavier Williams? Eisenhower. Williams will be looking to replace, or looking to put in the same kind of level of effort as Bailey on the other side. Kresner tries to get the cross in, cut out by Alex Hilton. Kemper. Beecham. Back to Camper. Beecham continues the run, but cut out by a number of blue jerseys. Jeremy Wilson loses his footing, but regains it in time. Ensor. Ball played through and almost controlled there, but does find its way through to Eisenhower, who's in no rush to get rid of it. Palambini realises that.
Just touching on Magic Lane, it's almost like a two at the back when they commit numbers forward. They've got Ingram and Camper pushing on forward, and then you got the likes of Beecham and Ensor just sitting back.
And even then, Beecham likes to come forward to start some of those attacks as well.
So, like we mentioned, if Cooks Hill can get that ball, they can break quickly.
No free kick given. And a very speculative shot there. And no fault on the execution. Just Eisenhower got back just in time, but he could have placed that any better, to be fair.
Yeah, Eisenhower had to be alert and was, but it was certainly a shot that was on, and like you mentioned, on target as well.
Yaxley. Broadmeadow Magic coming forward. Kresner looks like he's offside there. I think it's good from the assistant. He's getting on the green light. Ball's dropped. Saved by Eisenhower. Onto the crossbar. The shot from Jesse Hill. Incredible save. And then was quick enough to get back up and catch it back off the crossbar. Well, if Cooks Hill do get through tonight, Daniel Eisenhower will be a massive part of that.
Certainly will be. This game is just lightening up a little bit by the minute.
Benson. Down on the left-hand side, he's got options. Well, nothing given there. I think Xavier Williams just ran out of room.
Would have loved to have that opportunity back again. But just noticing this game just getting very more end-to-end.
Absolutely, it's a cup tie. That's what we like to see. There's got to be a winner tonight. And of course, both teams played on Saturday in the round 6 clashes. So I'm sure they don't want to go to extra time if they can avoid it. And then, of course, no one wants the dreaded penalties from either team. I'm sure the viewers wouldn't mind some drama, but...
I was going to say, from a spectator point of view, yes, but always nerve-wracking for players.
I don't know about you, Harry, but I get nervous watching penalties with teams I'm not even invested in.
It's a cruel way for one team to lose, that's for sure.
Still 1-1 at Rockwell Automation Park, roughly on the same time as us, so about 12 minutes left. And strong work there, a little bit too physical from Xavier Williams. And for those following this level of football as well, we've got an NPL match on here from Northern New South Wales currently happening at the same time, and that's Newcastle Olympic up against New Lambton. That's currently 1 each, half an hour into the game. Parks gets inside his defender, got a little bit of room. Parks cuts it back towards Kresner, just a little touch enough, shot taken. Eisenhower again. Ingram was the man with a shot, Eisenhower equal to it. And well, it is genuinely end-to-end stuff here, Harry. There's another opportunity for Broadmeadow Magic.
Yeah, as I was starting to say, Magic are ramping up the pressure, but then I'm looking at the numbers Magic commit forward, and there is an opportunity for Cooks Hill to break, but that was certainly half chance for Magic, and they're really ramping up the pressure here.
Cornering towards the back post, cleared by Hilton, and it'll be another corner from the other side. As we move into the last 10 minutes here, it's well, it's perfectly poised for the end of a cup tie. We're either going extra time, or if there's any winners now, you can definitely class that as a late winner. Whether it'll be a comeback for Magic or a huge victory for Cooks Hill. And straight in, that was almost an Olympico there. As Eisenhower's down injured. Didn't see myself what happened there. I'm not sure if there's any advice given by the assistant here. Doesn't look like there's anything that's been seen. Eisenhower settling a little bit of distress.
This time, last time in the round of 32 qualifier, where the Jaffers actually did a massive comeback on Broadmeadow, and like we said, Broadmeadow know that what's at stake tonight, a huge spot in the next round, and like we mentioned off air, Liam, they've been there, they've been in and around them, and Edgeworth have been in these positions before where they've had to fight it out for around the 32 spots.
Yeah, they know a thing or two about getting to this level and getting beyond the round 7 of the Hahn Australia Cup. And Jimmy Kresner just taking the opportunity to bring a few of his key players in and talk to them. A little bit of a regroup with less than 10 minutes to go. A couple of Cooks Hill players remonstrating that there was perhaps some violent conduct or something untoward on Daniel Eisenhower there. Again, must confess, it escaped my attention. Will, I assume, be a drop ball to Broadmeadow Magic. Referee Mark Carter just indicating, yep, he is adding the time on. So I imagine I'll have a little bit of injury time. I'll have extra time for someone to make themselves a hero. I think you say there's a fair few young players for Broadmeadow Magic, and they can write their name into Magic history if they can get the winner today.
Yeah, certainly.
Back underway with a drop ball.
I think Jesse Hill, he's one that's looked promising off the bench. He would have been on the score sheet if it wasn't for incredible save from Eisenhower.
Hill tries to get it forward. Yaxley's now back defending. Ball drops to Kresner. Loves a shot from outside the box, but just crowded out. And again, I've done that a few times to Kresner and even Simmons in the first half. Just 2 or 3 bodies around him. Clissold on the right-hand side. I'm not sure if extra time favours either side here. I'm pretty sure they'd both obviously like to win it in the 90, but I'm not sure if anyone come the last couple of minutes would say we'll accept extra time. Misplaced pass, and at this point you don't want a misplaced pass or a tired challenge or a tired through ball, because at the speed at which both of these teams have been counter-attacking, one slight mistake and you don't want to be that person.
Yep. We saw it early in the first half, the way Bailey Wells was able to transition quickly, and then on the opposite hand you've got Yaxley, who, when he drives through the middle of the park, looks dangerous.
Benson tries to cut inside. Benson gets it out to Xavier Williams, and Xavier Williams has scored for Cooks Hill United. We're in the dying minutes of this Hahn Australia Cup round 7 match, and the substitute has come on and tapped in from about 5 or 6 yards out. Fantastic work. Again, we spoke about mistakes and we spoke about counter-attacks, but this has been a built-up attack from the right-hand side, and the ball comes across. Great work from Josh Benson, my apologies. And Xavier Williams, the man on the spot to tap in. And, well, there's not long left now, and it's a grandstand finish whichever way you look.
It certainly is. It's a great work from Josh Benson to cut that ball back to Xavier Williams, and there's only one thing on his mind when he picked up the ball, was to find the back of the net. And this game doesn't have more twist, but that's certainly a crucial goal for Cooks Hill.
Well, it's going to be, you can imagine now, it's going to be attack after attack after attack for the remainder of this match from Broadmeadow Magic. They're on their home patch. They love a good cup run, and they will not want to go out at this stage at Magic Park. Strong header there from Camper. Tom Parks getting through. Jack Simmons. And good strong work there from Cooks Hill United in the midfield. Thomas Beecham. Ensor. Wilson. Again, still under a lot of pressure in that middle of the park. Ensor. Plays it through to Kresner. Hill. Cuts inside. Gets the cross in. Cleared. Simmons. Well, you saw the headlines there, and you don't blame him from taking on the shot at this time of the game from there, but just couldn't get his head over the ball. And, well, we spoke about potential time wasting in the first half. If there's ever going to be a time, I don't think Daniel Eisenhower is going to be in too much of a rush to take any goal kick.
This is where you probably expect Magic to throw everything they have at Cooks Hill. Into the dying stages now.
Knocked on by Clements and Bailey. Strong challenge there, but no foul. Bailey to take the throw. Williams has certainly got his name in the headlines at the moment. Yaxley.
I think no matter the outcome, I think this is a very brave performance from Cooks Hill. I think, obviously the way it stands, they progress, but even if that's not to happen for whatever reason, I think they can be really proud of what they've done tonight. Certainly put in a performance to be proud of, but knowing Broadmeadow Magic, they won't finish until that final whistle. So,
and you credit to Chris Orchich as well. He hasn't come here and put 8 or 9 men behind the ball and expected to just hold out. They've certainly attacked, and they've been certainly well worth their 2 goals.
Especially considering circumstances of tonight.
Kresner. Parks. Inside to Jack Simmons. All away from Jai Bailey.
Substitution for Broadmeadow Magic. Ezra Tambellini coming off in replaced by Gus McLeod.
Gus McLeod coming on, as you might have heard there, for Ezra Palambini. Ball towards that back post. And well, everyone went for it and no one touched it. It was certainly a dangerous ball across though.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was a teasing cross that I think Jesse Hill and a couple of other Magic players tried to get on the end of. But like you mentioned, Liam, this is what Cooks Hill want. They want to hold off, and Daniel Eisenhower will be in no rush to take this one. Not sure what's going down at Rockwell, but it was
still 1-1, Rockwell.
If it's a game like this, it's certainly an intriguing one. It's incredible what the Cup can produce us in these final few stages before we do hit the round of 32.
Love this level of football, love the Hahn Australia Cup. And when it gets to the real pointy end of the qualifiers from the member federations, produces some cracking, intriguing and really entertaining matches, and we certainly haven't been disappointed here tonight, Harry.
I feel like form...
As the ball goes towards Beecham. Beecham gets the initial head on. It is cleared.
I'm not sure if it's just me, Liam, but form sort of goes out the window when you're in Australia Cup. It's all about fighting for that round of 32 spot, and like you mentioned, it's why we love the Cup, because the upsets and what it delivers.
Well, it's first versus 9th in NPL if we're in a league match. It doesn't look like it. It's certainly Cooks Hill United have been very strong, and they've certainly put a fantastic performance in. A drop ball here. There's a possible head injury there to Mitch Dobson, but thankfully all is well. Alex Hilton plays it long, goes out for the throw-in, and again Cooks Hill United will be delighted with that. They'll take that all day. Clissold on the right-hand side. Again gets another throw in. Yaxley, slightly quiet in the last 20 minutes or so, but has been integral to this performance so far. Clissold gets it out to Benson. Shot taken and goes over the bar from Liam Spurway. We're into the last 30 seconds of normal time. There's been a couple of injuries, so I expect maybe 3 minutes or more of added time. We'll soon hopefully find out from the fourth official, Charlie O'Brien. As Beecham gets the ball towards Ensor. Gets it back. There's a line of essentially 5 or 6 players up front here for Broadmeadow Magic, as you'd expect. And Beecham tries to find James Cresner. Doesn't make it. Angus McLeod in there as well. 5 minutes of time added, so 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes Cookshill have to the first time making the Hahn Australia Cup round of 32. It's 5 minutes for Magic to do something special and come back again for a second time in this game. Either way, it's blockbuster stuff here at Magic Park in the Hahn Australia Cup.
This is a huge 5 minutes. This is massive for both sides.
Camper, Wilson. Again, the pressure is unrelenting from Cookshill. They are certainly working for it. It's an interesting ball in there from Wilson. Just Beecham found himself the furthest man forward there. I think they're going to use his height potentially to stay forward. Eisenhower with the long punt up. Eisner, good control. It's going to come straight back towards them. Cross in towards Cresner, and well, he just couldn't get his head around it. He'd done the right thing, he'd got the right position, but just couldn't get his head to direct it into that far post. And it is cleared up by Eisenhower.
You'd expect, like you said, Beecham to stay forward for the remaining 3 or so minutes of this one and just try and get use that strength in the air that probably Magic are missing in terms of Jaden Stewartson in the air. They'll be looking to use him if they can get the ball in the box.
Jeremy Wilson. Jesse Hill on the left-hand side. Deep cross to the back post, just going to be too much for Tom Parks. And it will go out for another goal kick. And we mentioned earlier when Stewartson went off, don't have that physical presence up there. Beecham's gone up to try and give them that now. But as time goes down and you're looking for those more direct balls, the height and the strength is going to be a bit of an issue.
Looks like Yaxley as well will slide into that right back position just to try and see out this one. There's a few Cookshill plays down with cramp, but they have to battle hard in these remaining few minutes.
Magic tried to mount another attack. You feel there's maybe 1 or 2 more attacks left in them here. Parks has certainly got some room out here if it gets there. Beecham. And the referee put the whistle to the mouth, but nothing given. As we continue. Ensor didn't take too kindly to the pressure there from Liam Spurway, but we go on. Ensor again. Ball out to Hill. Hill tries to cut inside, gets the cross back. Parks just a little bit over Parks' head. Camper will be the man. Gets a free kick. It's never a penalty despite what James Cresner's asking for. It was a good yard or 2 outside, I think, for me.
I wonder whether Louis Alvarez fancies his chances are coming up for this one. Looks like he will stay in his goals and let the rest of his attack try and get on the end of this one.
Yeah, they're asking for a penalty, but there's zero chance that was inside the box. That was definitely outside. We have gone to extra time at Rockwell Automation Park, so that's going to be an exciting finish to that one, whether Edgy get through again or Weston get through for the first time. As it stands, Cookshill are looking to go through for the first time, but they are under an immense amount of pressure at the tail end of this match.
It's probably the most stressful few seconds of Chris Sorich's career at Cookshill so far.
Mark Arthur just trying to get a little bit of calm. I feel that might be appealing in vain. Ingram. And it goes out again for the goal kick. Substitution coming for Cookshill. And it will be Josh Benson coming off and Jamila Oko coming on. Benson, one of the goal scorers.
Great game by Benson, especially getting that assist for Xavier Williams as well. It's been very crucial in their success so far tonight. And
last week to get to this point as well, sorry, on the weekend. So he's been critical to their potential progression. Tom Parks, Kresner. I think Kresner's got a bang to the head there. Yeah, certainly didn't look pretty. I think Jai Bailey, and they both went up for the header. I don't think there's anything of a foul in there. Sorry, it's not Kresner that's down. It's
Beecham, I think.
Beecham. My apologies.
So is it going to be given a free kick or?
I think it'll be a drop ball.
Drop ball, yeah.
To Cookshill.
I think some Magic players were arguing that they wanted to try and just put it on the free kick spot.
Well, again, the referee's done the right thing here. The ball was up here when the ball stopped. I think Magic just trying to be a little bit smart and try and get it pushed up further than it was, but maybe an argument over who was in possession at that point. Beecham tried to flick it through. Eisenhower has welcoming arms.
Had plenty of numbers forward there, Magic. Just needed that extra touch.
Full time here at Magic Park, and Cookshill United have done it. For the first time, they'll be on the national stage of the Hahn Australia Cup. Broadmeadow Magic 1, Cookshill United 2, and Cookshill United fire in the hole. They are in the Hahn Australia Cup round of 32. Goals from Josh Benson, and of course the sub Xavier Williams cancelled out the equaliser from Ezra Palambini, and it is 2-1 to the team from Cookshill United. They are through. Harry, what do you make of that?
It's a nerve. I can't imagine the nerves on Chris Sorich's face in those final few minutes, because Magic did throw everything they had at him. But I think Cookshill, you can just tell by the celebrations here how much it means to them. And like you said, they're back on the national stage, and who they draw is still yet to be found out. But a huge win for them. They fully deserved it. They hung in, and I think a lot of credit's got to go to Daniel Eisenhower as well. He kept them in the game, and yeah, underdogs, but
magic of the cup, that's what we love. We absolutely love the magic of the cup here at Magic Park tonight. And of course 1-1 if you're just finishing up here. There's some extra time across on our YouTube stream between Western Bears and Edgeworth Eagles. But tonight, it's all about Cookshill United. They are through to the national stage for the first time in their history. Congratulations to Chris Sorich and his team, and well done to them for getting through to the national round of 32 of the Hahn Australia Cup. It has been some magic of the cup. Thank you for joining us. I've been Liam Bentley. He's been Harry Scobie. Thank you very much for joining us here on our stream on YouTube.